Freedom fighters coming back at you with the beans, band-aids, and bullets. Well, this is a video I kind of wanted to do for a while, and I, mentioned it in one of my last videos that September is Preparedness Month, and here we are coming to the end of it, so I figured I had to get some stuff together and, make a video. And I kind of wanted to touch on some, different things. It was actually in my precious metals video, Economy 101, where I said, everybody's kind of doing a video on, you need rice and beans. There's literally a million channels of, grandma and, all these homestead preparedness channels, saying you need water, of course, is number one, always number one. And I don't even have any water on here, but, that'd be too much space to cover. But I should have grabbed a life straw or something like that. But, water, rice, and beans. And I don't even have any rice on here, but I definitely do have rice. But I got, your beans. I just packed these up the other day. These aren't even sealed. They're sealed, but not like vacuum sealed, like where they're, sucked all the way through and like really tight. I'll probably do a video of some stuff like that, but, I just put those in those bags, because I'll be using them soon, probably within the next couple months. Bagged up some oats here. But yeah, I'm not a really big rice guy either. Like, if I do eat it, I'm more likely to have something with pasta. So, I get the pastas. Dry goods, man. The dry goods will last you a long time. And even, stuff like this, not even vacuum sealed, will last you, years, really. That's only going to have to hold me for like a couple months. I'll probably eat it sometime in the winter. But, even bagged up or canned like that, dry beans and cans, dry canning, which maybe I'll have to do a video on that sometime. That'll last 20 years. And all you have to do is, put a oxygen absorber in it or put them in the oven, heat it up, and create a vacuum so the can seals, and yeah, you're good for like 20 years. So, might do a video on that sometime. Got your little first aid kit here to represent the band-aids. Something to take care of yourself in the, bad situations. And then, of course, got your bullets. Everyone needs some of those. And, we were just talking about, the government is, FEMA, I guess, warned, they've been upping it. At first it was like, yeah, you need, 24 hours, then it was like 48 hours, and now they're in recommended 72 hours. So they say you need about like 3 days worth of stuff, to weather the storm. But, we take it a little further in this community, and you'll see a lot of people say, start at 3 days, go to 3 weeks, and work your way to 3 months. And then, of course, people take it even further. They'll go 3 years. And then there's people who are on fully sustainable homesteads that are, saying, no, this is going to be decades. They're pushing 30 years. They want a complete, self-sustainable, we don't have to rely on anybody for the next generation, so my kids don't have to worry about anything. And hell, man, that's the way to go, honestly. But, we got some of your typical, food packs that you could get at like Walmart and stuff, your Mountain House, meals. Again, these are going to last you 20 something years. I know you've seen a lot of these. I eat these in my recent camping video. We actually had a mishap where we couldn't get a fire going and our stoves weren't working, and all our backup plans were pretty much failing, and we just boiled up some water and ended up eating a Mountain House. I just grabbed another brand here of Peak Refuel. This stuff is pretty good. Got some biscuits and gravy here, which, you know, I like. And you see me cook this up, actually, in one of my cooking videos, man. I need to get back on that. You know, I've been busy. I'm always hopping around from here to there. You know, whether it's my parents' house or my sister's, my uncle's, wherever I'm at. And whenever I finally end up to cooking, it's usually for a large group of people. So I can't really film it or anything. You know, they don't know I have a channel or whatnot. So I'll be filming. They're like, what the heck are you filming this stuff for? So I never really seem to get it on camera. We got here a battery bank, I guess they call it. Yeah, so they make different versions of these. I think it's called the Battery Buddy, but, you know, basically just a nice little storage container to gather up some batteries, you know, power up those flashlights and, you know, all your equipment that you're going to need. And people have said, you know, that's another form of currency when things go bad. That's one of the other B's. You know, it's beans, band-aids, bullets, and batteries. And then some people say bullion. So, you know, it's a whole bunch of B's in the preparedness community. If it's part of a B, just go ahead and buy it and hold on to it. And, you know, talking about different currencies and stuff like that. I actually, you know, in that last precious metal video, I was talking about, you know, put your money into something else. You know, you don't want to hold on to cash. And, you know, I've created this little, like, barter bag system where, you know, I usually take this with me, you know, carry it around. It's just a bunch of cheap stuff that I've thrown together, you know, over time, that I've gotten on discount and stuff like that, where I'm like, hey, if it ever really gets that bad, you know, I got some stuff to mess with. And, you know, different stuff here, just like dollar store items. And you know, and alcohol. Someone mentioned that in one of my previous videos. I think that was Threat to Democracy, who wrote that, and he was like, you know, put some alcohol preps. And I don't even drink, but, you know, I keep this stuff. And man, let me tell you about holding value and watching our currency deplete in value. This stuff was literally purchased at $1. These little shots here that are usually in like the bargain bins or, you know, on the shelves for like $1. Some no-name, you know, vodka, Pearl here. Never even heard of it. But yeah, literally purchased at $1. And I went in there not too long ago trying to, you know, get some more of that stuff. And the little shots of, especially name brand stuff, like, what is it, like Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, stuff like that, whiskey shots. Those are like $4 each. And even the no-name whiskeys and vodkas and stuff like that were like $2.50, $3. But, you know, back on precious metals here, I got a little part of the barter bag. Some different, you know, variations. Check these out. The Stagecoach, I don't know if you'll see it there. It's for when you have to get out of Dodge. And then they break up into 1/4 ounce pieces. So those are pretty cool. And then I just got a variation of stuff in here. I got some more, try to get it in film, but still look at it. Some smaller variation stuff. See if I can grab it while I'm trying to look through the camera. But yeah, like a little silver eagle, little Indian head. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. In the corner there, it says 1/10 of an ounce. So these are like, you know, dime pieces. So yeah, you know, something to trade with, you know, but all this stuff is going to be, you know, tradable. And in that recent video of the Economy 101, you know, we talked about other things becoming valuable. And holding on to your currency, it's just going to waste away. So put your money into, I guess, what they would call hard assets, tangible goods, things you can put your hands on, things you can hold, that are going to be of value. Because you've seen it all raise in price, and it's only going, further. And if Sam Fisher is watching this video, we were recently talking in one of his videos. He said something like that too. Something he was trying to buy, and he was like, if you can get it now, because the time is now. And I was telling him a story of, I had a guy that wanted to sell me. He just wanted to get rid of this a Ford van, and it was like he wanted just like $500 for it. He was like, man, come take it out of my driveway. And it needed some work and stuff like that, but I was like, oh man, I'm not really trying to spend the money right now and all that. And this was pre-COVID. I mean, this was like, I don't know, probably 2016, 2017. Might have even been earlier than that, but I was like, man, I'm just trying to hold on to it and everything. And, I've been looking recently, man, and those vans are like, you can't even find them. Like, you find them in crappy condition, like all rotted out and rusted and, blown trans, and you have to do like a motor rebuild and all that, and they still want $3,500 for it. The ones that are running, but they still got tons of problems, are like $5,500, $58. So, yeah, I mean, if you have the money for something, get it, because the dollar ain't going to be worth nothing. It's going to be things you can hold, things of actual value that, you might have to use or trade someone for in the future. So that's where I'm going to hop into some of these, hauls here in the back I've got recently. Some of this a little further back. Man, this right here was the score of the century. These hot hands, I was at Home Depot, and literally I don't know how many I got, but I'd say like 50. That's not the only bag either. 50 to 70 of them, but these were on sale for like $1. And they're like $7 or $8. And, I was like, oh man, that's pretty good. I grabbed like 7 or 8 of them thinking like, oh, okay, I'm going to get 7, for the price of 1. And when I went to go ring them up, they rang out as 10 cents. And that's when I was like, man, this can't be right. Like, they're not going to actually let me like walk out of here with this, right? And I did. So I put them in my truck. I came back in and I loaded up and got like 3 bags full of these, and just loaded up, 10 cents a piece. Can't be beat. And I've been handing these out to like friends and family and all kinds of stuff, because I mean, I literally have more than I'm ever going to use now. But yeah, and they're not even expired. I was looking at them too. I mean, in 25, but man, I've used some of these things that are like 4 years old. So again, I guess it was just like last year's lot, and they just want to get rid of them, so they put them on sale. Gotta get it. Same thing here. The end of the season from Walmart. Look at this. Just seeds for days. It never ends. I can't even remember what this was. I think it was like buy 4 for $1 or something, like 25 cents a piece. I think I spent like $20 or something like that, and some of them were even cheaper. They were ringing those up too at like, 10 cents a piece. And I know people are going to say, oh, those are, bad. You need to get the non-GMO heirlooms. Yeah, I know. I got those too. Those are the ones I usually pay for, that I actually want and grow. But, for that price, when they were literally giving them away and ringing out at 10 cents and, they're just like, take them all, then, grab them up. If you never use them, then you could trade it for someone, or you could even build a separate garden. If you're like, no, I won't eat those. Those are Bill Gates poison, whatever seeds. You can build your own garden off to the side of that stuff, and then sure as hell someone's gonna pay for that in rough times. You know, they're not gonna ask, you know, what kind of carrots are they non-GMO heirloom carrots. You know, they just want something to, you know, some mashed potatoes, or, you know, potatoes and carrots and beets and onions, and make a soup or something. They won't really care. So here's another one. I got a whole stash of freaking toothpaste and stuff here that was on sale for cheap. Again, way back, I think they put the price on there. Yeah, marked off for 75% off, of $5.59 to $1.39. Got a couple boxes of those, and again, I don't even know if you can see back here, but again, back there in that section was a bunch of hygiene products. They're all off. Razors, toothbrushes. Again, buy one, get one free toothbrush. I got more toothbrushes. These, again, were literally like, some of these were literally a penny. And again, highly marked off. Some of the razors were like $4 or $5, and I think I got those for $1. So, I mean, check your stores and always go to the clearance aisles. And sometimes it's not even the clearance aisle. It's like the shelf in the back. They'll have like a damaged goods in like a super marked off section. And you can find crazy deals, man. And, you know, and I know I said in that last video, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm too poor, I can't afford it. And I said, no, man, no, I'm willing to bet that, you know, I'm poorer than 99% of the people who are watching this channel. I highly doubt anyone's going to come across this video who watches my channel who's poorer than I am. So, I mean, I've literally bought all this stuff with, you know, money doing, you know, odd jobs and mowing the grass, you know, mowing some people's grass, shoveling, you know, neighbor's driveway, you know, just working on cars, doing random, you know, odd jobs, making 10, 20 bucks here or there. And yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. You're not gonna, you know, go out there and find this all if you're, you know, struggling to make ends meet and put it all together. But, you know, over time it builds up. And you can always search, the dollar store is great too. You know, they have tons of stuff. And when they mark it off, you know, I know even the dollar store is like $1.25 or $1.50 now. But when they mark stuff off, man, again, you're looking at 50 cents to $1 for some stuff. The little packets of medicine are really good to grab. You know, a little pack of Tylenol or some aspirin, Advil, whatever you use. And even if you don't use it, you know, someone else is going to use it. Like I was saying, Threat to Democracy was like, you know, get some alcohol. That's a great barter item. And like I said, I don't even drink. He mentioned cigarettes as well. And, you know, people are going to be jonesing for, you know, they're going to be jonesing for it all. They're going to want their drink. They're going to want their smoke. The only reason I don't stock cigarettes is because they do go bad rather quickly. I've done that before, and I've actually traded, you know, a couple of my friends who do smoke. Like a year or two down the road, and they're like, oh man, those, you know, cigs were kind of stale. So long term, it's not really that great, unless, you know, if you're smoking them and you're rotating them, then yeah, it'll be fine to sit on a couple cartons. But in my case, it's not worth it. But the alcohol is going to be good for a long time. So yeah, man, I mean, that pretty much covers it. Doesn't cover all of it. You know, there's so much stuff. And basically the rule is if you use it now, you're going to need it then. You know, anything. And people often forget the simplest of things. You know, hygiene's a big one. Soap, shampoos, you know, toothbrushes, toothpaste. You know, it's the not so cool stuff. You know, everyone wants to, you know, call up their friend and tell them about their new gadget, you know, their 1,000 lumen flashlight or their, you know, night vision, their new gun, their ammo, their bulk ammo pack they just bought, you know, and brag about that, and because it's so cool. But you have to realize, you know, this stuff is gonna get a practical use. You know, you're gonna use this regardless, right? Like at the end of the day, if nothing happens, which of course you hope it doesn't, I'm gonna be using these hand warmers this winter. You know, I'm gonna be brushing my teeth regardless. Like I said, the seeds, who knows? The ammo, hell, this 22, that's pretty much what I use now. I just plink, you know? It's too expensive now to be training with any freaking rifle rounds, and hell, even 9mm and all these other calibers are freaking crazy. So it's pretty much all I'm doing these days, plinking around and stuff like that. Again, beans, rice, pasta, all this stuff is gonna get used. So I'm gonna leave it there, man. Hopefully I covered some stuff. Leave comments below of, you know, what you got, if you found any good deals or hauls, things you could add to the list, because there's still a lot of stuff you can add to this list. This is just kind of, you know, a basic intro for people who are getting into it, you know, preparedness 101. And a lot of people, it's hit the mainstream. You know, a lot of people have gotten into it since, you know, the event in 2020 or 2019 with the lockdowns and all that. So, you know, people are starting to wake up a little bit to say, like, you know, what the message has been from the very beginning. You know, I'm on my own. When this goes down, the government ain't there to help you. Ain't no one coming to help you. So I'm going to leave it there. You know, we are on our own. Nobody's coming to save us. So get right with God, because only God can save you. Freedom Fighters out.